Hi everyone, my name is Desiree and I am a spirit medium, Reiki master, and a teacher of spirit mediumship and intuitive development. I wanted to take a moment to answer a few frequently asked questions that I've received over the years of teaching spirit mediumship. So let's jump in right away. The first question that I have received very commonly is, can anyone learn spirit mediumship? And my answer to this is yes. I have found in my experience that spirit mediumship is a skill that can be practiced and fine-tuned, just like learning to play the piano or learning how to play a sport. It is a skill that does take practice, but it is something that through receiving training and through having the support of a community, I have found to be possible for people of all ages. I've had students that are children, and I've had students that are in their 70s and 80s. And I've also had students that came in thinking that they didn't have any natural openness or abilities to mediumship. And then after one day of training, they're amazed at themselves about what can come through from spirit when they just really take the time to sit down with it and to see what's possible to receive. The second question I get very commonly is, how do I know what's from spirit and what's from me? And I will say that this is a question that, I think as a medium, you will continue to explore throughout your journey. This is something that as a medium, you need to continually check in with yourself about. But what I can say is that one of the clearest ways in my experience to begin to determine what is really from spirit versus something that is being generated by my own imagination is to actually have what is received validated by an outside source. So if I'm receiving information and I'm like, I'm not sure if this is from me, I'm not sure if this is from spirit, but then I tell my client that this is what I'm receiving and they're like, yes, I understand exactly what that means. Then I can start to identify, oh, okay, that's what spirit feels like. And then if I'm saying something and they're like, oh, I don't get it, that's something that was more likely coming from me and my own self. So the benefit of doing a training like I will be offering this fall is that you will be able to receive feedback from other students in the class that you're practicing with that can help you to learn to identify what is spirit and what is me. I will also take a moment to say that it is very important to me that the spirit mediumship training be a very supportive and very encouraging experience for all that are involved. So I really encourage each student to celebrate their own successes, but also to celebrate their classmates' success as well, and to really let them know very clearly, yes, this is something that made sense to me that you brought through. So that way, everybody in the class is helping each other to learn more about what spirit mediumship really feels like. And if there's ever something that comes through that doesn't make sense to the person that you're practicing with, I always encourage everyone just to say, I'm not sure about that right now, but maybe it'll make more sense in the future. And I just find that it's really helpful to have an environment that is incredibly supportive, and that's going to be a big part of the training. Another question that I've got a lot is, will I become too open to spirit by taking this training? And will I have spirits come visiting me at all hours of the night? So I can speak to this from my own experience that I have found that if you have very clear boundaries with spirit about when you do want to communicate and when you do not want to communicate, the spirit world basically has to respect that. And so in my life, Sometimes people ask me, am I constantly being bombarded by spirit? And my answer to that in my experience has been no, because I often kind of like to live my life focused on the human world and then really focus on spirit when I'm sitting down and doing a reading. So if you are interested in learning spirit mediumship, you can set the same kind of boundaries for yourself and boundaries with the spirit world of, this is when I want to communicate with you. This is when I would like to really focus on the human world. And we'll be learning how to set a really clear intention about spirit communication as a part of this training. And here's a question I've received from the animal lovers out there. The question is, can I use what I learn in spirit mediumship training to communicate with my beloved departed pets, or even with animals that are still on Earth? And my answer to that is yes, you can apply these skills to communicate with animals as well. Animals are able to communicate with us through telepathy, which is the same muscle that we use when we're practicing spirit mediumship. And so while I will say that this course is not going to be specifically focused on communicating with animals, anything you learn in the course can be applied to receiving information from animals that have passed on. And actually, a lot of it could be applied to receiving more communication from animals on Earth as well. And then our last frequently asked question, how can I learn? How can I learn spirit mediumship? In my experience, learning spirit mediumship is a very personal journey, and throughout the training, I am going to be giving you a lot of different ideas about how to develop your spirit mediumship, but in the end, it will be a unique personal journey to you. And I find that that journey is greatly accelerated from my past experiences of teaching classes by having a group that is coming together to develop the skill. If you're interested in signing up, please check out the link that is in the description below. And if you're watching this after the training has been completed, please check out the description as well, because I will have a recording of the training available that you may be interested in checking out. I hope that answers some of your questions that you may have had about this training. And if you have any other ones, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And for those of you that have been following the channel or have worked with me privately in a reading or taken a class with me before, I just want to take a moment to say thank you to all of you. You bring so much joy and love into my life, and I'm very grateful to be on this earthly journey with you all. So I hope you have a wonderful day ahead, and sending you lots of love and light. Bye!